Zululand Buses has operations in the KwaZulu-Natal area, primarily in the Empangeni, Nongoma and Ulundi areas, among others. The company's founder, Sithole Sr., started the business with one bus in 1970, transporting people from the rural areas into town to get the basics. 50 years later, the enterprise runs 80 buses with 4 depots and employs over 200 people. And now Sithole Jr. is setting his sights beyond KwaZulu-Natal, with his eyes set on the defunct intercity service Greyhound.
I've put a comprehensive proposal together with the funding institutions that I'm dealing with, and in this regard I might mention Zubin of Illumina Capital, a very well-resourced fund which also looks at private equity funding.
Greyhound originally shut down operations, citing a lack of demand which had been made worse by the COVID regulations in place, as well as a highly competitive landscape where competitors were in a position to seriously undercut on the price front. The economy and consumer still remains under pressure, so what makes Mdu Sithole believe he can make the enterprise any more viable than they could?
There's a lot in the service that can be readjusted so that it is a competitive business, and it is a competitive because the brand in itself, if you put Greyhound against any other form of transport and you say to the user, choose which bus you want to get onto, they'll get onto the Greyhound.
Sithole says the emphasis will be on cutting costs where possible and even re-looking at whether some routes are no longer viable in order to run a tight ship and be sustainable. However, despite the COVID situation, Sithole is optimistic about the forthcoming summer holiday season.
I do believe that long distance travel is going to be more open now. You don't have to load the 70% things in here. So as we grow, let's say in another 3-4 months time, when it's peak period, then people will be more comfortable to travel than they are at the moment.
It's not clear how many other businesses are eyeing Greyhound as a prospect, but Sithole says the company in charge of Greyhound has given him a deadline within which to raise the required acquisition funds. He says if he can get the deal in the bag, he'll be looking to re-employ many of those who lost their jobs with the bus company in February, given their ready-made experience. Nompumelelo Siziba, SABC News, Johannesburg.